all beautiful souls out there, and I'm reaching out to all of you, and I'm sorry the sun and shade here, but Starlight is out in nature, and I hope you're getting out in nature somewhere like Starlight is. And this is Starlight, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Woo! Here we go! Woo! Starlight is gonna get dizzy out here. Not really. Anyway, so Starlight's got her yoga mat because I've never been at this hiking place, and I'll just show you how beautiful this is. You gotta come here. You can't just look at Starlight's video here, but you gotta be here. This is how this works. Look at this monster tree here. These trees are so beautiful. They don't have trees like this in New York. So anyway, I love you all, and I hope you're getting out in nature, and a big, huge thank you to all of you, and thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate. I meet a lot of beautiful people on this journey, and so I am so grateful for all the people that God has put in my path. And believe me, I'll be meeting more. And anyway, besides that, and if anybody would like to send any love donations to Starlight, you can. And Starlight would love to receive any love donations, and you can do that on my Cash App, and that is here. Ping, there it is. And before I start, I just want to, I gotta zoom. I gotta see if this, look at this, it just is gonna look like as beautiful as it is right here. Before I start, hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, don't forget, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can also leave a message down below, beep beep beep, and you can share my videos with your family, your friends. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Alrighty, so today's video is about, you ready? You push the button, right? Is forget about yesterday. You know, back there, you know, like back there. Forget about that. You know why? Because you're in the now moment. You're right here, right now. And so here we go. Is forget about yesterday, you know? And I struggled with this my whole life. That was one of the things in my life I struggled with so much is, you know, like when I wake up in the morning, yesterday is already dead and gone, you know. I already dealt with what I needed. There's nothing I can do about what happened yesterday. And the other thing is on this video here is about, you know, I shoulda did this, or I shouldn't have done that, or I could have done that, or I could have done that. You know, the should-haves, or I woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda. So you gotta let go of all of those things, you know, is because you're in the present moment, like right now, watching this video, you're in the present moment. You know, I'm not sure if it's in the Bible, but, you know, be in the present moment, because you got all enough to deal with in your today, you know. So you don't want to add stress in today from yesterday. That's old. There's nothing, it doesn't even exist anymore. It's all already gone, you know. So, and like I said, we all have struggled somewhere in our life, you know. Somewhere in your life, some of you already know not to bring in, you know, yesterday into today. You know, you've learned it a long time ago, but not everybody has. And I'll tell you, it doesn't happen overnight. So, and that's why it's so important. Like I made a video recently about staying in the present moment, you know. And so I had a lady that's on YouTube, and it's kind of strange, but she had her own astrology. Well, she did signs, astrology, did information, made videos to help people with everybody's sign, and she gave you a lot of beautiful messages and what to expect for, the cycles of the moon and your sign, whatever sign you are. And she helped me out a lot about, because I got a lot of wisdom from her. And so I was learning from her different things like I learned with my mentor. So it's really beautiful how, there's so many people that God puts in our life, but she was teaching me stuff on her channel, and that was about not getting all worked up about the should-haves and yesterday, is to be in the now moment. I'm more like, when I say this, it's not really, she didn't really say about staying in the now, but it was like, yesterday's already gone. She, and it was things, I can't quite remember how she worded things, but, I got a lot of help from this lady. And but it does take time, and it doesn't. This is so beautiful. You can't, you know what? You can't just watch videos. You got to get out there and explore it in real time. So you got to let go of yesterday. There's absolutely nothing that we can do, and don't worry about tomorrow because it's not even here. But you want to, forget about, because I struggled with this about the, I should have, we're going to go through some things in our life, and there's going to be times that we're going to, we got lots of lessons. We're always being, there's always lessons to learn all the time. I don't know how many lessons in one day, we're all going to get lots of lessons in one day. Some people, they don't think they're lessons. Believe me, they're all lessons. You're always going to keep on learning new things every day, new lessons to learn, new things to look out for, so, and then, there's going to be times we're going to get distracted. There's going to be times we're going to get tricked. There's going to be times that we made the wrong choice, but it wasn't really, see, that's the whole thing. There's no wrong choice, because you know what? You had to experience to learn the lesson in it. So there is no accidents or coincidences, so, and don't, and this is the whole thing. A lot of times, like in my past, I used to beat myself up so bad, saying, Starlight, how could you, what were you thinking, And we get this because, we've been programmed to and conditioned to worry about what other people are going to say, and how, we got to let all that shit go. It doesn't matter, because you know what? Guess what? They got their own shit that they're dealing with. They're not perfect. God really wants us to be authentic and real, and not to worry about what other people think. If you're, and God wants us to, really, as long as we are working hard every day, and not that we're going to be perfect, but we're giving our all. That's all that's all we got to do, because it's a mind blow is the things that I've been learning. So stop saying, I should have done that. I shouldn't have done that, and that's where, you're going to put guilt and shame, into your life. And you don't want to do that. Those are things that you want to let go of. I'm letting go of feeling guilty. I am letting go of feeling guilty. I am letting go of feeling guilty. I am letting go of feeling ashamed. Because those are the low frequency, low vibrations. There's times I actually told somebody I was going to do something, and because of fear, I didn't follow through. And then what ended up happening? I ended up feeling guilty because I didn't follow through, and then I had to face that person, not in real life, but I had to face that person and say, yeah, I was supposed to give this to you, but, I didn't. And now I feel guilty. And then, I was tearing myself apart. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not tearing myself apart. It's okay that, it was a lesson for me to learn. Now the lesson is, am I going to repeat the same thing again? So now, the universe has put me through this. I don't know how many times I would tell somebody, hey, you know what, I'm going to send you some money. And then somehow another starlight, because of fear, thinking, how am I going to take care of my own needs? And then I ended up spending it, Starlight's like, hey, I got to eat. And then the person's like, hey, I'm ready to receive, and I'm like, oh, great. They're ready to receive, and now I have nothing to give them because I spent it. Starlight ate it. I don't know, I ate it. I must have ate it. Starlight's always eating. I even got food with me right now. But you know what? I said, you know what? It's okay, Starlight. It was a lesson. Now, sometimes, like we all have gone through life, repeating lessons, and that's what you don't want. But if you do, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up, even if you had to go through that again because you didn't learn your lesson. This is a beautiful place. So Starlight is definitely going to find a place to meditate out here. So it's just, be careful of what you say to people, and that's why you slow to speak and quick to listen, and so even if you told somebody you're going to do something and you didn't follow through, don't you feel guilty? Well, we got to let that go. It's okay. It's okay. Say, no, you know what? It was a lesson. I do feel bad, I feel bad that I didn't follow through on this. But you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up over this anymore. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. Because God doesn't want us to hold those low vibration frequencies in us, because it's going to cause stress. It's going to cause, emotional stress, mental stress, physical, and it can cause, after a while, when we don't really, love ourselves, and when we are too hard on ourselves, all these things can actually cause physical problems with our body. Stress is really something. It's amazing if, I don't even know what the number would be of what stress can cause, what stress can do to your body in all different areas of your whole being. So God doesn't want us to be hard on ourselves, and that's why you got to be mindful of the places where you go and the people that you spend time with. Are they putting you on a guilt trip? Are you around people that are putting you on a guilt trip all the time, making you feel bad about making, a choice and you didn't follow through? That means that you're around the wrong people. Don't let people make you feel guilty. And hey, I thought you said you were going to do this. I'm counting on you, but there's people that can put a guilt trip on you. And those are the people that you need to, let go of. There's people that are, they might even threaten you. You said that, hey, I'm going to do this. And you know what? Life happens. And you weren't able to follow through. But your heart was in it. You weren't going to rip them off. You weren't going to do anything, you were going to, but life happened. And there's going to be people out in your reality that is going to make you feel because you didn't follow through on something. Stop letting people take so much, control in your life and to make you feel horrible about being human. And you're going to find that. So those are the kind of people that you got to watch out for in this is to, is if they can't take, hey, I'm sorry, and they want to rub something in your face, they're not the kind of people that you want in your life. So be careful of the kind of people that you have. If you're around people that are always making you feel guilty, and saying, hey, you said you were going to give me this, but now you're changing your mind. Yeah, well, maybe something happened. You needed the money. Starlight has done that. I don't know how. So now I'm being tested all over again by the universe. And I am passing. I am passing this time. I am learning my lesson this time. I am not going to repeat the same thing again. I am learning my lesson because word is bond. That is what you got to, So this time I'm following through. This time I'm not going to let fear overtake me and where I don't follow through. So anyway, I love you so much. So don't feel ashamed, of things, that you didn't follow through. Let go of yesterday, let it go. You don't need to add all that stress from yesterday into today, so throughout, I have to do this in a way, but when you're like yesterday, deal with that at that moment. Forgive yourself. It's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to, learn how to be human. Does that mean that we're going to be perfect at the choices that we make? Absolutely not. But learn the lessons that you had to learn on that day. Ask yourself, what lesson was it that I needed to learn yesterday? Well, I know what my lesson was yesterday, is be careful. Sometimes we get distracted and people kind of throw a curveball and we can, get pulled away, people do things for some unknown reason, Sometimes people get jealous and they don't like something and they want to pull you away from somebody, and they'll do whatever it takes to pull you away to get your attention and your energy and your light. So, people do all kinds of crazy shit out there. And so even if you made the wrong choice yesterday or last week, or you did something that you felt ashamed and let it go. Like today, I woke up this morning and I'm all excited about today. Yesterday's already gone. I used to be that person that brought all my problems from yesterday and last week and last month, worried about what people thought of me. I ain't got a freaking time for that shit. So don't worry about yesterday and that's why it's so important. Like I made the video about the present moment. So I love you so much. Don't be so hard. God wants you to let that go. And if you're around people that are constantly making you feel bad and feel ashamed and all that stuff, you might want to consider about letting them go. They're, because there might be something about them that they just want to hurt you. And, they could really know what they're doing, and they might know that you're a sweetheart or, a great person, but they might want to make you feel guilty by putting a guilt trip. And you got to let those, it's up to you. You got to do what you got to do, but you might have to let those people go if they put a guilt trip on you because you didn't follow through on something. It's okay. It's okay to change your mind. You're here to learn, and you want to learn your lesson. That way you don't have to repeat it. And you got to forgive yourself. Say, that's okay. I made the wrong choice. I got distracted, I got kind of like, and it's okay. Let it go. Just release it. And you can give that over to God. Say, I'm letting go of shame and I'm letting go of guilt. I'm not going to feel guilty anymore about what I did yesterday. It's already gone. All you can do today is make a positive change today and not repeat what you did in the past. And forgive yourself. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, give me a thumbs up. And you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, you could share my videos with your family or friends. And don't forget the notification bell. And check out my playlist. And you can also find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.